Hello, welcome back to Mini-Modelog. So it's Friday and as promised I'm doing the sort of unboxing for First Strike. So why did I buy this? Well, I wanted to add a Primaris successor chapter to my already 4th chapter Ultramarines that I already have. And was like, well, you know, how am I going to do that? I know. I'll do them as a successor and I'll do them as the size of the Emperor. So that was that. And then I start. But this was a while ago. This was back when 8th first dropped. So this is quite a while ago I've been thinking about this. And of course I've done other bits in between, as you guys know. And so I was like, okay. And then more and more Death Guard got released and I was like, they are awesome models and I really want to paint them. So I thought this was a way to work on both things at the same time, give you guys, you new players, a look at what's in the First Strike box if you ever was thinking of buying it yourselves. Try out what's in the First Strike box regarding gameplay and let you guys know what I thought. So let's get straight into the unboxing of the First Strike starter set. So here it is, the First Strike box set. So on the front you've got the lovely artwork, which I'll look again at in just a minute, but you've got a Death Guard Marine and a sort of Space Marine captain, it looks like there. So let's spin it onto the back. So you get a nice picture of the contents, but I'll read you out the contents anyway. You get an introductory rule book, which is probably just the simple rules for 40k, I imagine. A range ruler, 6 dice, and a terrain piece that you can see in there, which is actually the box, and double-sided gaming mat, which is quite cool. I'm not quite sure how big the gaming mat is. I might unfold it and let you know, but. So it says on the bottom for 2 players, and the game should take about 30 to 60 minutes. So it's quite nice that it's a compact version of 40k. Anyway, let's get into it. Now I've already been inside it and had a look, and I already know that the first thing you're going to see is a sea of plastic. So you've got your 6 dice there in a little baggie, which is quite nice. All your bases for all your different models. I need to work out what models go on what base later, but I'm sure it says in the instructions. And then obviously this is built or aimed at younger players, so it's quite nice, like Shadespire, that each type or each faction has its own colour. So you've got the green faction, which is obviously your Death Guard, and the blue faction, which is obviously your Space Marines. So let's first take a look at the Death Guard. So on the top there, I've got the Death Guard Marine Sprue. So hopefully that will focus in just a second. We shall see. There we go. So that's what the Sprue looks like for that. Again, you can see that it's the easy push fit kind of models there. But I really like these models. I think they look awesome. Can't wait to get some paint on them. I really like the new Death Guard range. So that's the Death Guard Marines. Then you've got the Pox Walkers, which again are in this nice green kind of plastic. So those are your Pox Walkers, all on one sprue. Then you've got your blue plastic, which of course is your Intercessors on one and your Reavers on the other. I'm not quite sure which is which at the moment, those, because they do look quite alike. So, but I'm quite looking forward to getting them up and running pretty soonish. So that's those. So that's all the plastic. So I'll just bubble that to one side. And then inside you get your assembly guide for all of the different Marines. I mean, this is very much like similar to the sort of instructions you got with the Shadespire models. So that's really cool. So if you've already done Shadespire and you're thinking about 40k, no fear that it's going to be exactly the same. Then you get a small booklet of core rules, a book that says First Strike, read this first. I haven't read any of this yet, so I will be delving into that eventually. Then you get your range ruler, which I talked about, a little transfer sheet for your Ultramarines, what that looks like. Yep. Space Marines transfer sheet, Intercessors transfer sheet there. Your playmat, which is really cool, which I haven't undone yet. And then these are sort of cards which say what each of your units do. So you've got, if you can see that there, that's the one for the Reaver squad, Intercessor squad. But what's nice about these is the artwork on the back. So you get a really good big version. And I imagine once I move to the codexes, I'll probably not bin these, but I'll keep them for the artwork, which I think is pretty awesome, all things considered. And then you got your terrain piece, which is actually the box, which I think is really cool. It's just, it looks like what looks like metal containers from the Imperium, to be honest. But I think that's really cool that the box is actually the terrain piece. So you're getting full use out of everything inside the original box. But that's what's inside First Strike. So I'll just bob it all back. So like I say, some great bits and pieces. If you're a new player, I think this is fantastic for the investment you're making, because you can learn how to play the game with very little models and still get the main gist of what's going on. I hope you like what you've seen here. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to ask me any questions or anything, hit the comments up. I'll see you next week, where we're going to work on the Death Guard. So I'm going to do a Death Guard focus, where I'm going to talk about what's on those cards, as well as who the Death Guard are. And then I'm going to do a put together of one of the Death Guard Marines and one of the Pox Walkers. So I'll see you next week.